going on, beautiful people? So it's my birthday, another year older, and uh, a gift has dropped into my lap. I have a few videos to go through, um, but this one jumped out at me this morning. Anarchy exclusive with Jacob Ashworth, Shane Marks, and Matt Hankins. What? With JJ running the whole kit and caboodle? I've held off reading anything about it, and I've held off watching it so you can have my genuine reaction. My first reaction is this thing is more than 16 minutes long, jumping Jesus on a pogo stick. Um, I'm going to be curious to see. Let's just jump into this thing. Great intro for Anarchy. I saw that it was like taken down a bunch of times. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's interesting. Showing clips of the wrestling, doing a move. Here's two other moves, and here's the planet Earth, and Cornelia's there, and it smells like corn chips, and it's Anarchy Wrestling.
Hello everyone, John Johnson here for Anarchy Wrestling, and what's your...
Great. First of all, Anarchy, you are welcome to use that song that I just improvised. It's awesome. It's true too about the corn chips part. Totally. My initial reaction, I love that it's JJ. It's obviously the locker room because it looks messy and dirty. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this look yet. I'll tell you something that I don't like right off the bat, this shadow thing. So they have lighting source from one direction, and I'm going to be looking at shadows going over everybody's face, the whole thing. I can tell already. I hate that. I just hate that.
What you're about to witness is a very special sit-down interview. However, I must warn you, to those that are sensitive to certain subject matters such as race, you may find the following disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. That's an interesting intro. Interesting in a good way, not in the way that you pretend when you say, "Oh, that was interesting," when you go to see your friend's band that sucks. But interesting in the sense of like, I like the tactic, which is kind of like, you have to sign this waiver before we'll let you see this movie because you might have a heart attack. It's a great way to get me interested. And it sort of sets up an expectation, right? It's Chekhov's gun, like, so there better be some discussion about the Jacob Ashworth problems. That's my expectation.
Everyone, John Johnson here with a very special interview with Jacob Ashworth and the Anarchy Heavyweight Champion Shane Marks and his manager Matt Hankins. As you know, last year, 2020, was a difficult year. Hardcore Hell was put off till December. Well, it comes back to its regular time now because on Saturday night, April...
This looks crazy. They're all looking at a different camera. I don't like it. I know I'm being ultra picky, but that's what I do. I just put the camera right in front of them, stand and deliver.
April 24th, Hardcore Hell 23, right here in the Landmark Arena and live on Fight TV pay-per-view, the main event for the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship. Shane Marks defends against the man who won the Bunkhouse Rumble back in January, Jacob Ashworth. Jacob, I'm here to get your thoughts.
Oh, you're going to get his thoughts first?
I love Hankins, and it's exactly what he would think. It's on brand. I think it works. He's immediately going after him. I like how these guys look. Look at how similar they are in appearance. They're both dressed very nice. They both have a jacket. They look good. They look like something special. Jacob Ashworth also dressing on brand. Him and JJ kind of wearing a similar thing. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's interesting.
But here we go. Anarchy Heavyweight Champion, sitting right here. 2/3 Faction of the Year, sitting right here. Manager of the Year, sitting right here. But the
2/3 of the Faction of the Year, Manager of the Year. Hankins gives his the best parts of his resume up in 3 seconds. Smart.
The first thing you do, John the Body Johnson, is look right over there and ask for Jacob Ashworth's opinion on something. Well, I will just be damned. But that's what I've come to expect around here. No matter what, Shane, no matter what we do, no matter how hard we work.
What does that sound? Is this taking place during wrestling training? Is that what I'm hearing? It's distracting.
No matter what we achieve, we are always going to play second fiddle to someone in this building that we are carrying on our backs. But that is not where I want to go tonight. I want to talk to you, sir. I want to talk to you, Jacob, face to face, man to man, because I ain't like the rest of these shines that say what.
He said he's not like the rest of these shines. That's strong. Wow. Hankins has already given this thing an edge. And now I am much more prone to be up for this. The audio is shit. This camera angle is terrible, and those shadows are driving me crazy. But as far as what's being said, A plus. As far as the production of this thing, it's nice to have the hardcore hell on the side. I'll give it that. But the sound issues and the look of it is driving me insane.
They would do, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do is tell you ain't in his league. Now look, Dick, I don't want this to come off as me saying you're not good. That's just a lie. And I don't lie, Jacob Ashworth. I have watched you your whole career. And you've held titles everywhere you've been. There's no taking that away from you, Jacob, and I would not dare do that. But you are not Shane Marx. And you are not supposed to be in this position because you are not supposed to be here. But I gave you the opportunity to earn it after you came out and just sort of inserted yourself into this, because that's what they always let you do.
Yes, again, it's a nice little bit of exposition without over dramatizing the point or overemphasizing the point. Jacob Ashworth walked in after Shane Marx had a successful title defense, and then Matt Hankins did put it on him. Well, fine, then win the bunkhouse brawl or whatever, bunkhouse rumble, and he did just that. So Hankins is acknowledging all of that.
But you earned it. You won the bunkhouse rumble. Congratulations.
Puts him over.
Went in there, beat a lot of men, won it. But, Jacob, I need you to understand something. This down here.
I like that when he says, Jacob, I need you to understand something, Jacob shifts his body language and he's giving his full attention to Hankins. He's not belittling it. He's not rolling his eyes at Hankins blathering. He's giving him his attention and not only showing respect, but giving this thing a gravitas and an importance. So that's a great thing.
This is a different level than you're accustomed to. You have never, in your life, been in a ring with this man with this much on the line.
So that's a nice qualification Hankins is doing, where he's setting up a big fight feel. Jacob Ashworth has been champion before, and he's done all kinds of stuff in the building, but he's setting up this idea of, but this Shane Marx you've never faced, this Shane Marx who's the champion, this Shane Marx and I who have carrying the company. That kind of idea. It's great.
This is the Anarchy Heavyweight Championship. A litany championship Shane Marx currently holds. But this one is special. You know why it's special, Jacob? Because we had to fight tooth and nail to get this one. This one, Shane Marx didn't just earn on talent.
Fuck the audio going on in the background. It's terrible. It's so terrible. Hopefully they learn from this and never do that again. It's awful. It completely washes out. And if the promo was short, that would be one thing, but they're asking us to weigh in for 15 minutes or more. And while I'm hearing a bunch of stuff in the background, everybody's got to learn from this. Background noise is a killer, man. It's a killer.
This one, Shane Mark just didn't earn because he was the best. This one, we had to claw in the dirt, and we had to make promises, and we had to just jump through all the hoops to even get a sniff at the great Marx Arena. But now, Jacob,
that's
he
nice.
has that title. And if you think you, of all people, are going to be the person who takes that from him, I need you to understand, Jacob.
Did Jacob just yawn? I don't know if that was a gimmick choice or if he had legitimately needed a yawn. Yeah.
Because I don't want to disappoint the viewing public. If you show up here thinking your regular old stuff is good enough to beat Shane Marx. Now, I've done my job to tell you how great Shane Marx is, but you know what's great? Shane Marx can do that on his own. So, champ, I graciously cede the rest of my time to you.
I can see the rest of my time to you is a wonderful line that feels topical as well.
What a fine looking turtleneck that is.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate
Compliments
that.
his clothes.
Let me start off by saying, Jacob, congratulations. You did exactly what we wanted you to do. You went to that bunkhouse rumble, you fought your way through everybody, and you won. Congratulations. And let me formally welcome you back to Anarchy. Welcome back to the Landmarks Arena.
Landmarks.
And as you looked around, I'm pretty sure you realized a lot of things are different from the last time you were here. Not everything's the same anymore. It's because this is no longer your anarchy. This is ours. This was once your championship.
It's a small thing, but look at how that belt looks. It's so clean and so shined up. That kind of attention to detail coupled with Hankins and Shane Marks dressing up, I think it looks really top notch. Really top notch. In addition, Joe Black had our promo of the year in 2020. But if I'm being honest, Shane Marks I thought got overlooked unfairly. He is not just a good promo, not just an underrated promo. He's a great promo. And he's showing it here. His comfort in speaking, his delivery, all of that.
And you held it with pride. I refuse to look down at your run and your accomplishments here. Because while this place was fledgling, you and a handful of others did their best to attempt to keep this place afloat. You ain't got to worry about this being afloat anymore because now we run the ship.
Oh, nice little metaphor. You and a few others helped keep this place afloat, but now you don't have to worry about this because we run this ship. The implication of under you it survived, under us it's thriving. It's great.
Riding high.
We
Now it's right.
have all the power. We have the thing that everybody wants, but no one, that includes Logan Creed, could get. So for someone like you to think that you can do what the longest reigning Anarchy heavyweight champion couldn't do at the last hardcore hell, I suggest that you wake up from this fever dream that you're having right now and step back into reality. Because I'm operating on a whole different gear, my friend. The Shane Marks you probably have seen before, it's not even close to the Shane Marks you're seeing right now. I'm in a whole different pocket. I'm in a whole different league.
I like that JJ's checking
You're playing catch
for
up.
his
And
reaction.
at hardcore hell, you, much like anybody else that gets to ring with me and gonna fall behind.
Ooh.
I guess it's my time now, right? First off, I want to say, Shane Marks, I respect you. I've watched you coming up through Georgia, where you are now. You've earned it. I'm not going to say Shane Marks ain't good. I'm not going to say Matt Hankins ain't good.
Here's so far it's going so well. It's going well, but nobody's dug into the deeper issue. I'm hoping that that comes up. But if this is just Ashworth talking for 8 minutes and then this ending, I think it's very disappointing. So we'll see. But maybe it's Ashworth and then somebody else talks. We'll have to wait and see. But by the regular pattern, Hankins spoke, and then the guy that he's in charge of spoke, and now Jacob Ashworth is speaking. We haven't really addressed the elephant in the room, which was we were kind of promised. So I'm hoping they come through with that.
It ain't where they're supposed to be in this state, and that's right here in this building. But what you both don't understand is not only in this building did the longest reigning champion get defeated, let me tell you what he didn't have that I have, and that's heart.
That's great because Shane Marks set up this thing of Logan Creed, which was who is the longest running Anarchy champion. He couldn't beat me. What makes me think? What makes you think that you can? And Jacob Ashworth is now having to take that. Okay, yeah, Logan Creed's great, but I'm differentiating myself from him by saying I have heart.
I'm going to come at you with everything I got, Shane. And it's not about Shane Marks. It's not about Jacob Ashworth. It's about the Anarchy Championship. Because that's what means the most to me right now on my celebration to recovery. The championship.
My celebration to recovery. So now we're beginning to touch on something, right? That part of his recovery, part of his comeback is winning that title. And he's taking, it's not about Shane Marks, it's not about Jacob Ashworth. The subtle implication there being, it's not a black and white thing, it's about the title. Okay. I still don't feel satisfied.
Because once I get the championship, because I know I am, you're a tough one. But I know I'm just a little bit tougher because I'm different than you and came up different than you in this.
Oh, there's a little coded. So he's like, I'm a little bit tougher than you because I came up differently than you. That's interesting.
And Matt, I was earning championships in this building when you were still sitting front row at PCW at Avondale Estates.
Oh, so Jacob gets a little real on him. Goes like, I was winning championships in this place when you were sitting in the front row at PCW. That's a dig. So Jacob Ashworth is kind of struck hardest first. That'll be interesting. But if that opens it up for Hankins to talk, I think that's a good thing.
So let me tell you, I was holding this building down and keeping the people in the seats here long before y'all came along. And I appreciate the respect, and I'll give you mutual respect. But you gotta give credit where credit's due, and you know that y'all are talking a big game because you're scared. You're scared because the hometown boy has came back home. And the hometown boy is gonna take the gold back where it belongs.
Oh boy. It's kind of a tough
Right, gentlemen,
talk for the
I
babyface.
appreciate your composure. I appreciate the decorum that was shown here, fans.
Hate those shadows. Hate that they're looking at the wrong camera. Hate the audio. But as far as the delivery so far, it's been great. Now, what is going on in the next 6 to 7 minutes? If that's the end, I gotta say I'm a little disappointed. We'll see.
Coming up Saturday night.
No.
Oh, excellent. My guess would be that Jacob Ashworth kind of crossed the line with that thing of I was winning titles when you were just a fan at PCW. And now Hankins is really going to be able to send this thing home and ratchet it up and deliver what we want without Ashworth being put in a position where he has to kind of stumble over things. That it's going to be Hankins bringing it up and using it as a bludgeon against him, which I like a lot. I hope that's what happens.
Put your hands down. Put your hands down.
Oh,
This was some wrestling stuff we were doing
wrestling
prior to. But no. You said the last time you had this boy on camera, we needed to address the elephant in the room. Well, elephant in the room is me tonight because I'm gonna do the damn addressing. I'm so glad you had to throw in that little dig about me being just a fan. I'm so glad you broke the seal on reality.
Look at Shane Marx's face while he's doing this. So good. He's mad and clutching onto this title in anger. And now Hankins is looking him right in the eye and he is standing and delivering. This is great. This is the heat. And JJ, look at him wince. He's bracing for what's coming.
Son, because let's talk about reality. When I said earlier, you ain't supposed to be here, you ain't supposed to be here. And you know how I know that, Jacob? Because the night you came back, where were we? We were in the ring in the main event, and they snuck you in the back door like a goddamn thief in the night. That's
Snuck you in the back door. And look at JJ's reaction. JJ is great in this.
what they did with you, because they knew if we saw you back here before then, it might be a little trouble. But they snuck you in, son. They snuck you in. And yeah, I'm glad you brought up PCW too, because it used to burn me up when you come traipsing in there into a locker room filled with African-American wrestlers.
Whoa, it would burn me up when you would walk into this locker room filled with African American wrestlers at PCW. Oh boy.
Wearing your rebel flag shirt so proud. And if we knocked you on your ass in the back room, you'd have been mad, wouldn't you? You'd have been real sad. Maybe you'd have taken up arms, Shane, and maybe you would have stormed the booking office. Because that's what y'all like to do.
That's what y'all like to do. Oh boy. Okay. Matt Hankins has definitely turned up the heat in this whole thing.
Jacob, see, bud.
And JJ, with nice subtle thing. I gotta hold Jacob back, and now Jacobs can't look him in the eye because he's mad.
I was going to let this ride. I was going to let this be about the title, but I just can't do it. JJ, I'm sorry to put you in this predicament. Because I recognize I am, and I shouldn't be, but guess what? That's your boy over there. You rushed him back to do your little interview with him, make him look all so sad. You ain't changed a lick. You ain't no different than you ever were. And
So now he's accusing Jacob that he's saying he's insincere.
you know why, Jacob, I'm so glad that you're here though now? Because you are the embodiment. You are the living embodiment of every one of these people out here and every one of these people in the streets and every one of these people that we've had to deal with our whole lives. You
Wow. So it's smart because he's connecting Jacob Ashworth to the audience because he is the face, right? But now he's going to paint the audience themselves and what they represent as the enemy. Great move.
are the absolute embodiment of that, Jacob Ashworth. And when we put our hands on you, and we will,
Ooh.
it will be like I've got my hands around the throats of the person who's had their foot on my throat my whole life. You walk in this building uninvited by me. I didn't tell you to come back. Shane didn't tell you to come back. Whoever it is asked you to come back in here like nothing had happened. Why here, Jacob? Why was it here? Because I know the head polar bear and Southern Pride, he'd have brought you back to Way of the Stars and Bars a long time ago. But
He said that polar bear at Southern Fried, meaning Manders. He said polar bear, which invokes blood in, blood out, like I don't love Hankins enough. Happy birthday to me.
you didn't go there for some reason. No, you came here. I wonder what it is, JJ. I wonder what it is, Shane. Is it because Jacob loves this building meant so much to him, the one he walked away from to go everywhere else in the damn world? Is that why? Or is it because he saw two guys that looked like this?
He's implying that Jacob Ashworth came back to Anarchy first because the champions are black. Oh my God. Hankins is delivering the goods, and he's finding a way to take a position that could be a babyface position very easily and making it into a heel position. It's a very difficult thing he is trying to accomplish, but so far, just through the standing and delivering and the intensity of the promo, it's working. And Hankins is not only fighting, trying to do complicated thing here, he's fighting this terrible look of it and that audio, and Hankins is trying to cut through all of that with his voice and his mannerisms and his physicality, and he's doing it. Shane Marks doing a great job backing him up and supporting. JJ doing a great thing. Look, JJ's working, right? Everybody's working. And then Jacob Ashworth, arms crossed, looking mad. It's great.
Sitting up here at the top. Is that what bothered you? Let me ask you this. When you looked up in the sky, did you see a big old burning cross telling you to come on home, Jacob? They in here, Jacob. They in here and they taking it.
Wow. Um, if there is an heir apparent to Jeff G. Bailey, it's Matt Hankins. And the difference is Matt Hankins definitely goes much more on the comedic side than Jeff tends to. But this definitely has the spirit of African American Superman promo and the rest of it. And I really can't give a higher compliment.
Is that what happened? Because that's what you do. That's who you are. And let me get this square with you. I don't care what you get on Facebook and say. Because a man that gets on Facebook and pops off lets me know exactly what he is. Nothing. A coward, a punk, a
He,
chump, a racist, a homophobe. That's you. But I don't.
I've talked about the Mercutio factor before. And what that means is, like Mercutio and Romeo and Juliet. Romeo and Juliet, on the surface, is a very sappy, sentimental, overly cloying story. But Mercutio points those things out, and it erases the critique by pointing all this stuff out about Jacob Ashworth. That you're a Facebook, you're punk, you're a coward. He's calling it out, putting it out there, so then it can be diluted and dissipate. And it's a very smart tactic, though it's a very risky and complicated one.
I don't want you to think that that's why I'm so mad that you said bad stuff. I say bad stuff all the time. Son, there's a whole lot of people that I don't like that you ain't never even thought about not liking for a lot of reasons. I don't care about any of that. Here's what I care about. They couldn't wait to give it back to you. They couldn't wait to give it back to you. And I ain't letting you take it. Because I know what you are, I know who you are, and I know who you always will be. It's that same dude that walked into my locker room wearing that rebel flag on his shirt because he knew we were professionals and we wouldn't give him the ass whooping that he was asking for.
It's great. Because what Hankins is doing is setting Jacob Ashworth up as I'm saying he hasn't changed, he never will change. Jacob Ashworth, through repeated things, will show that he has changed and is worthy of redemption. And Hankins denying him the that redemption is what makes this a heel thing. And it's very smart and very subtle, but look at the expressions. Shane Marks, ferocious. Matt Hankins on a tirade. JJ scared of the implications of everything that's going on. And Jacob Ashworth just having to take this stone-faced. Jacob Ashworth needs to get whipped around the damn drome a little bit. Martial law reference. And Hankins is doing that. He's sort of excising the demons, as it were, by calling them out. And again, very risky, but very fascinating.
Well, you asking for one now, and it's sanctioned by anarchy, and you are going to get it. You are going to get it. See, me and Shane, we keep a pretty low profile on issues like this, JJ. We keep a pretty low profile when it comes to controversy and that kind of thing that happens in social media and everywhere else. Not Shane and I. We don't concern ourselves with that because guess what? It's bad for business. And your bitch ass is bad for business.
Your bitch ass is bad for business. Oh, it's so good.
Because guess what? For every one of these yokels that shows up here to cheer you on, there might be 4 or 5 good-hearted people that say they ain't coming because you here. And that's bad for business. So guess what? You got your shot. You got your one shot. Beat your ass and send you backpacking to Royston or whatever the Clan Valley fan wants to book you. You savvy? Hoss?
Wow. Now we got about a minute and a half left. What's Jacob gonna say?
Fans, there you have it. Saturday night, April 20.
Oh, Jacob wants to have the last word. Better be good. It better be good. I hope it is.
Hold on, JJ. Everything you just said, everything you just called me, everything that you are trying to prove that I am. That's the old me. There's a new Jacob. And hardcore hell it isn't about Jacob versus Shane Marks.
I hate that they did those quick cuts for the close-ups. I hate it. It feels like something went wrong and they're trying to make up for it. I don't like it. I don't think that was a good decision. But we'll see what Jacob Ashworth's thing is. That's the old me. I've changed. Now he's going to set up the match.
For the Anarchy title. It's Jacob versus Jacob Ashworth for the Anarchy title. There's a new me, and I'm not going to operate out of hate.
I'm not going to operate out of hate. Smart.
Love is where I'm coming from. The new me. What I love is professional wrestling. What I love is anarchy wrestling. And what I would love to do is to be heavyweight champion in this building. In this building once again with the new Jacob Ashworth.
The music underlay, I don't think was as effective as they wanted it to be. I think if he stood and delivered that promo and they didn't have the sound issues from the background noise, I think this could have been an perfect piece. Instead, all that stuff really does take away. You see how important the production elements are, but as far as what was said and the stories that they told and the complexity of it all, I find it really, really great. And I think the production issues put it in doubt when I think honestly there would be no doubt if the thing came across incredibly effectively. Um, so fascinating. Let me get this thing up. What do you think? Comment below or message me. I find this thing incredibly compelling because it's so complicated on a level that nobody else is doing. Um, wow.